Tokyo looks beautiful from far away. Neon lights, crowded crossings, endless ambition. But when you look closely, the city hides millions of quiet stories. Stories of people who wake up every day, feeling completely alone. This is one of those stories. 6:10 a.m., the alarm that no longer feels like life. Riku is 26 years old. He works in a mid-level Tokyo office, but like many young workers in Japan, he lives alone, and loneliness has become a routine he never chose. His alarm rings at 6:10 a.m. He opens his eyes slowly, not because he's rested, but because he didn't sleep much in the first place. His apartment is tiny. Barely enough space for a bed, a desk, and a narrow walkway. Tokyo calls these one-room apartments, but sometimes they feel like one-life apartments. You do everything in the same 2 square meters. He eats breakfast alone. A convenience store onigiri and cheap canned coffee. Not because he likes it, but because it's all he can afford. He scrolls through his phone. No new messages, no missed calls, just silence. In a city of 14 million people, Riku realizes he has no one to talk to before starting his day. 6:50 a.m., the walk that everyone takes alone. He steps outside and joins the silent river of workers walking toward the station. Nobody talks. Nobody smiles. Everyone looks tired. Tokyo is full of people, yet it's easy to feel invisible here. Riku stops at a vending machine, buys a 130 yen coffee, and continues walking. The streets look peaceful, but his mind isn't. He once dreamed of coming to Tokyo to build a better life. Now the city feels like a giant machine, and he is just another small piece keeping it running. 7:15 a.m., the train ride that crushes more than bodies. When the train arrives, it's already packed. People squeeze inside, pushed shoulder to shoulder. There's barely enough room to breathe. Riku stands near the door, crushed between strangers, hearing nothing but tired breaths and worn-out sighs. He closes his eyes. Another day, another routine, another silent ride in a city that never slows down. 8:05 a.m., another day, same desk. Riku reaches his office building, a gray, ordinary structure lost among thousands just like it. Inside, everything feels routine. The soft hum of old computers, co-workers who don't greet each other, lighting that feels too bright yet too depressing. A boss who expects more than anyone can give. Riku bows politely as he enters. No one looks up. No one says good morning. Everyone is too tired to care. At his desk, he opens his laptop. His inbox is already full. Please revise this by noon. Client needs updates ASAP. Why isn't this finished yet? Not a single email that says good job. In Tokyo offices, silence is normal. Loneliness is normal. Feeling replaceable is normal. Riku takes a deep breath and starts typing. 10:40 a.m. The conversation that isn't a conversation. A coworker, Saito, passes by and says, "Oh, you're here early." Riku forces a smile. "Yeah, trying to finish some work." Saito nods and walks away. That's it. That's the only interaction Riku will have all morning. He looks around the room and notices something strange. Even when people sit side by side, everyone feels miles apart. Japan's work culture is built on group harmony, yet most workers feel completely alone. 12:20 p.m. Lunch for one. Riku walks to the convenience store, buys a 398 yen bento, and returns to his desk. Most coworkers go out in small groups, but Riku rarely joins. Not because he doesn't want to, but because he never gets invited. He eats quietly, staring at the same spreadsheet, thinking about the same question. Is this really what adulthood is supposed to feel like? There's something painful about eating lunch alone in a room full of people doing the same. Everyone is lonely together, but no one says it out loud. 3:15 p.m. When work becomes a life substitute, Riku's boss appears behind him. "Can you stay late today? We need the report before morning." It's not a question. It's an order disguised as politeness. Riku nods. He always nods. He wishes someone would ask him what he wants once in a while. But no one ever does. He glances at the clock. 5 more hours until official closing time. But he knows he won't leave then. He never leaves then. Tokyo work doesn't end when the clock does. It ends when exhaustion wins. 6:10 p.m. Overtime, again. Most countries treat 6 p.m. as end of work. But in Japan, it's simply the beginning of the second shift. Riku watches coworkers stand up, only to sit back down a moment later. Leaving on time is seen as lazy, so no one leaves. His boss passes by again. "Remember, Riku, we're counting on you." That sentence sounds polite, but it feels like a weight on his shoulders. He tightens his tie and keeps typing. 7:45 p.m. The moment loneliness feels loud. Outside the windows, Tokyo begins to glow with night lights. Couples walk hand in hand. Friends gather after work. Restaurants fill with laughter. Inside the office, there is no laughter. Only keyboards. Only sighs. Only tired eyes. Riku rubs his neck, feeling the tension build. He wants to talk to someone. Anyone. But he doesn't know who would listen. A Slack notification pops up. "Saito, I sent you the wrong file earlier. Fix it before sending. Thanks." That's the closest thing to social interaction he's had all day. And it's about work. 9:18 p.m. Unexpected message. As he updates a report, his phone vibrates. A message from his mother. "Riku, how are you? We miss you. Come home sometime." He stares at the message for a long moment. He wants to reply, "I'm lonely. I'm tired. I feel like a ghost here. I don't know if I can keep doing this." But instead, he types, "I'm doing fine. Work is busy. I'll visit soon." He presses send. A lie. A soft one. A necessary one. 10:55 p.m. Leaving the office alone. Riku finally packs his bag after nearly 15 hours in the office. His coworkers silently leave with him, each heading in different directions. Tokyo's night is bright, but it feels cold. There's a strange sadness in walking through such a beautiful city and realizing you have no one to share it with. Riku stops at a vending machine and buys another cheap coffee. He looks at the city skyline, the glowing towers, the giant screens, the busy intersections. Everyone says Tokyo is exciting, but excitement means nothing when you feel completely alone inside it. 11:20 p.m. The walk through a city that doesn't see him. Riku walks toward the station, his footsteps echoing between tall glass buildings. The city is still awake, taxis rushing by, karaoke rooms glowing, restaurants closing slowly. But despite all the noise, he feels strangely disconnected from everything. Tokyo is full of people, yet it's a place where you can disappear without anyone noticing. As he waits at the crossing, he watches groups of friends laughing together, a couple taking photos, office workers drinking outside convenience stores. Everyone seems to belong somewhere. Everyone except him. 11:40 p.m. The train ride that makes him realize something. The last train is quieter. Riku finds a seat near the window and watches his reflection in the dark glass. His eyes look empty, his posture tired. He barely recognizes himself anymore. He thinks about his routine. Wake up alone, eat alone, work alone, go home alone. Repeat. Day after day, month after month. Japan has one of the highest loneliness rates in the world, and for the first time, Riku truly understands why. 12:05 a.m. Returning to a room that doesn't feel like home. When he reaches his apartment, he unlocks the door and steps inside. Silence. Darkness. The same cramped space he woke up in. He places his bag on the floor and sits on the edge of his bed, feeling the weight of the entire day pressing on his chest. Outside, Tokyo shines brightly. Inside, Riku sits quietly. A young man lost between two worlds. The world he dreamed of, and the world he lives in. Riku looks at his phone again. His mother's message still there. The words, "We miss you," staring back at him. His eyes finally soften, not with tears, but with a quiet realization. He is surrounded by millions of people, yet not a single one truly knows him. And tomorrow, he will wake up and do the same thing all over again. Not because he wants to, but because he doesn't know how to stop.